Hey everyone, it's Taylorverse, and today I'm gonna read I Hate Myselfie to you. I'm doing this because I want everyone who doesn't have access to the book to know what the book says. I did not have access to the book for many, many years, as I am a poor motherfucker, and now my library has the book. However, not the other, so we'll wait on that one. But this one is here. This book is dedicated to my hilarious and caring mother. Thank you for giving me so much unconditional love, and fuck you for giving me your fat arms and wonky eye. Oh, oops, nope. About the art, I have a lot of really talented fans, so I thought it would be fun to ask some of them to create pictures inspired by the essays. I sent each of them an excerpt and asked him or her to draw whatever they felt like. As you'll see, the results are sometimes amazing, sometimes hilarious, and always unflattering considering I have a very hard face to draw. I bet he does have a very hard face to draw. Shit. No. That was drawn by Isabella. Nope. It's Italian. Oh, Is currently a freshman in high school and has a passion for art for as long as she can remember. She lives in Connecticut, and you can follow her on Twitter at Styles featuring Dawson. Alright, where can I put this? Okay, yeah, that's out the way. Cool. Hi, I'm Shane Dawson. Some of you might know me from my videos on the internet. Okay, pause. I want to say I haven't read this yet. My reactions to this are genuine, and I have no idea what this book says. Okay, cool. Some of you might know me from the movie I directed entitled Not Cool. Some of you might know me as the guy you saw on the cover of this book who has an incredibly punchable face. I'm all of those things and more. I also have an incredibly punchable body, but none of you will ever get to see that. For the record, I don't really hate myself, but I do hate the way I portray myself online. Hence, my selfie. See what I did there? Online, I'm this loud, outrageous, confident guy who acts like nothing bothers him, and he has the whole world at his fingertips. In reality, I am a shy, quiet guy who would rather spend his nights lying in bed watching Netflix than being a valuable member of society. Mood. If I could spend my entire life underneath a heating blanket with a handful of my own balls, I would happily do so. Again, mood. Minus the balls. I was thinking more food. I'm not saying that I don't like the stuff I put out into the world, because I genuinely enjoy my videos and think they are funny. What I'm saying is that I embrace the fact that I have a punchable face, and that I could punch myself without feeling it, I would. Oh, if I could punch myself without feeling it, I would. Sometimes I scroll through my Instagram page and audibly groan. Mood. What is the point of posting 4 pictures a day of yourself doing the same duck face in 4 different locations? If you go through my Instagram feed, it's like a flip book of me thinking I'm way more attractive than I am. It's nauseating, but feel free to follow me at Shane Dawson. You can also follow me on Twitter, where I post important tweets like, I think I just pooped blood, should I go to the doctor? Never mind, just gonna Google it. And, is Emma Stone still a thing? Can that be over yet? It gets really deep. I'm a social warrior, clearly. I adore Emma Stone. In this book, you'll get to see the real me, not the me you see on YouTube. You will get to know what's really in my head, and I'm warning you, it's not pretty. It's a twisted land of self-hatred, sadness, and lots of repressed anger towards every person who's hurt me. Enjoy! Don't worry, I threw in some dick and fart jokes to make the stories a little easier to handle. Kind of like mixing in some peanut butter with your medicine, which, by the way, my mom used to do. You haven't lived till you've had a Vicodin peanut butter marshmallow fluff sandwich. I can still taste the numbing of my emotions. Delicious. I urge you to sit back, enjoy, and know that, in the end, things have gotten better for me. And they will for you too, if that's anything you're worried about. Feel free to laugh at my misfortune and get that feeling of, wow, my life is so much better than that guy's. Obviously joking, but semi-serious. Shane Dawson. Okay, I'm gonna put my glasses on. Ugh. Oh god, they're dirty. Fuck. My destiny. I'm not gonna read about the artist. Pause it. Cause, I don't really care about what the artist's info... Hello? I don't care what the artist's info is, I just care about what the art is, you know? Nothing gives me more anxiety than getting a haircut. Just the thought of going to a salon, barber, and having a stranger touch my head while asking me personal questions about my life makes me nervous. Makes my nerves shoot through the roof. It's the same feeling a wicker chair gets when a circa 2006 Kelly Clarkson takes a seat. Tense. But sometimes you have to bite the bullet and let Kelly Clarkson sit on your face. The day after my high school graduation was one of those times. I had rocked the same shoulder-length frizzy do since I was 12 years old, and the style had run its course. There was only so much I could do with it. Actually, there were only 3 things I could do with it: wash it, let it air dry, and pray to God I didn't get lice. My hair was lice's dream habitat. The amount of poof and waves, it made it practically a tropical getaway for those little fuckers. I'm sure every time I walked by a homeless dude, his lice would only wish they were having an adventure in my twisted, knotted labyrinth of a hairdo. I might not have had girls double-taking when I walked by, but damn it, the lice wanted a motherfucking piece. So one hot Monday afternoon in June of 2006, God, that was so long ago, but that doesn't sound like long ago, and that fucks with me really bad. Oh, that's really close to being 20 fucking years ago. What the fuck? I pulled into a shopping center parking lot and stared at the Supercut sign that was casting a shadow on my car. This was the day. I'd prepared for this moment for weeks, and I was ready. I took a deep breath, took a bite of a protein cookie, which, let's face it, was just a cookie, and stumbled through the door with fear in my eyes. The woman at the register looked up at me with a welcoming smile and asked what she could do for me. I asked for a haircut. She paused. Awkward silence. Then she said, "Women or men's?" Yep, it was definitely time for a haircut. She walked over to the station, and I looked around, scoping out what the situation was. The situation was pretty clear. These people had no fucking idea what they were doing, and it smelled like El Pollo Loco had farted and locked the doors for 2 weeks. Oh, I could fuck up some Mexican food. I've been craving Asian, but him just mentioning Pollo Loco? Bitch! I was too lazy to find another barber. So I just sat in a stained purple swivel chair and awaited my fate. Receptionist. Destiny will be with you soon. She's in the back talking to her ex-husband on the phone. Me. Definitely didn't need that information, but thank you. So I sat and flipped through a Spanish version of People magazine from 15 years ago, thinking, wow, I don't know who this Selena chick is, but she is definitely going places. As I skimmed through the magazine, my Razr phone started vibrating and playing Ashley Simpson's Pieces of Me. It was my mom calling. Hey, Mom, did you do it yet? No, still waiting. I think my stylist is in the middle of a custody battle right now. Oh, fun. Are you excited? Not really. I'm scared she's gonna make me look like a troll doll. Aw, but you're my little troll doll. Not really the response I was looking for, but thanks, Mom. Well, call me when you're done and email me a picture on your pager. That makes no sense. Love you. As I reached for another decade-old magazine, my stylist walked up and greeted me. I put stylist in quotes because her cosmetology certificate looked like it was printed on the back of a Denny's placemat. Speaking of which, guys, I just started taking more steps towards getting my cosmetology degree. I just had to throw that in there. I'm really excited. I wasn't going to say anything, but he said cosmetology certificate. Oof. My expectations for this haircut were about the same as when I walked into an Eddie Murphy movie. I know it was going to be bad, but maybe it'll give a few people a few laughs. Oh, I like to spread joy even if it's at my expense. Oh, Shane. Eddie Murphy is so shitty it's good. Or so good that it's shitty. I don't know. I love Eddie Murphy. Oh, and I just scanned down. He's talking about Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler. Do I have horrible taste in movies? Because, like, all three actor/actress that he has mentioned, I adore. Is it me? Or is it him? Does he have shitty taste, or do I have shitty taste? What's going on? I looked her up and down, and my expectations went from an Eddie Murphy movie to any Adam Sandler film made after 2008. The situation was grown-ups bad. I love that movie. It looked like she had cut her hair without scissors and had instead chosen to cover up her head in peanut butter and raw meat and hang upside down from a tree branch in a dog park. Oh, she was wearing one of those shitty Halloween shirts that said, "This is my costume." Did I mention it was June? She had hoop earrings so big that I could have hanged myself with them, which I thought would come in handy if this haircut went as horribly as I suspected it would. She took a sip of the world's biggest Starbucks Frappuccino and let out a small, uncontainable burp. This was gonna be great. So what do you want? For you to tell me that you are just another sassy front desk person and Destiny is in the back still screaming at her baby daddy? Nope, I'm your Destiny. That pun is particularly terrifying. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. At that moment, I wished I was in a horror film because "I'll be right back" usually means you aren't going to the back, you're going to die. I wished I was dead. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't I just leave? Because I have a syndrome called no balls disorder. That's why. Because I have no fucking balls, and I say yes to everything to avoid conflict. I've gotten better at it with age, but at this time I was 18 and terrified of everything and everyone around me, including Wicker furniture. Big mood. All of that. Just big, big, big mood. Except his 18 was my 13, and now at my 20, I've gotten so much better, and I call people out on bullshit. But I think I've went too far in the other direction, and I just want to cuss everyone out. I overdid my self-therapy. I went into the bathroom and locked the door. I stood in front of the mirror and looked at myself. I tried to make myself see something that wasn't there. A great hairstyle. Maybe if I could convince myself that my hair looked okay the way it was, I could just get out of there and never get a haircut ever again. Yeah, that seemed doable. I took my phone out and started taking hundreds of selfies, different angles, different faces, loads of filters. I was trying my hardest to find at least one picture where I felt like I didn't look completely unattractive. It didn't happen. It made it worse. After the bathroom photo shoot, I decided it was time to go back out there and face my destiny. I need help. I'm scared. Can you make me look like less of a lesbian? Aw, don't be so down on yourself. And people shouldn't judge you by your hair or by your lifestyle. She thought I was a woman. Perfect. At this point, I just wanted to shave my head. Can you make me look like a guy? Any specific guy? Did you look through my magazines? I don't really think I can pull off Enrique Iglesias from 10 years ago, so maybe just make me look like Brad Pitt? Silence. Challenge not accepted. Out of the realm of possibility. Okay, how about Jay Leno? Jay Leno? Nobody wants to fuck Jay Leno. My grandmother strongly disagrees, but okay, noted. Just trust me, I'm gonna do my thing. Judging from her personal style and the 0 customers in line for her, I couldn't imagine her thing being revolutionary, but she was my only hope. She grabbed the scissors, then looked at my head for a moment, put the scissors back down, and replaced them with the biggest set of electric clippers I've ever seen. This wasn't a job for flimsy pieces of metal. This was a job for something that could mow a lawn. I avoided looking at the mirror because I didn't want to see the damage being done. Similar to how when I eat at a restaurant I keep my eyes clear of any reflective surfaces. I looked down at my lap and saw chunks of hair gathering near my crotch. The amount of nappy, dander-sprinkled hair that was falling from my head made it look like God was shaving his ancient pubes. It was of biblical proportions that I then heard something that you never wanted to hear hear a hairstylist mutter. Oops. 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 You better have spilled some of your Starbucks Frappuccino on my smock, because if that oops was in any way related to my haircut, I will 1-star Yelp you so hard you'll have to change your fucking name and move to Canada. Yelp wasn't really a thing back then, but hey, you get the point. I think I took a little too much off the bag. I might have to even it out. Are you okay with that? Am I okay with that? Are you fucking kidding me? You barely GED achieving tacky dress snaggletooth cunt? No, this was not okay. Sure. Once again, no balls disorder, like any girl having sex with Hugh Hefner. I just closed my eyes and waited for it to be over. I heard the sound of clippers turning off and a loud sigh come from the disaster behind me. It was time to see what my head looked like. I opened my eyes and I saw what I saw wasn't a haircut. It was a hair massacre. It was bedhead if I slept on a bed of starving rats. It was so short I could see my eyebrows, and nobody wants to see that. It's short. Yeah, but it's super, sexy? I still can't believe she said that without slurping. You know, there's a way to make it look longer. Nah, I've gotten that email before. Trust me, it's a scam. We could always straighten it. Straighten it? What does that mean? How does one straighten? Like one of those creepy Christian camps that weirdo parents send their gay kids to? What do you mean? She whipped out a large phallic object and turned it on extra high. I'll show you. I wish books could have movie montages, because the next 20 minutes were straight out of a 90s Freddie Prinze Jr. movie. Ah, fuck. Come back. Ooh, idea. Ha ha. I was the ugly girl, and Destiny was my slutty sister giving me a makeover. I was going from ugly to not as ugly if you squint your eyes a little. It was a dream come true. After lots of clamping, straightening, and the scent of burnt hair, she was done. I looked in the mirror and I actually didn't look that terrible. It was a miracle. Little did she know she created a monster. From that day forward, I've never met a straightener I didn't destroy with my nappy-ass hair. If it were possible to marry a straightener, I would. I would figure out a way to consummate that marriage. It would be super gross and slightly dangerous, but I would do it. I went to my car and breathed a huge sigh of relief. I looked at myself in the rearview mirror and stared at the new me. I wasn't the prettiest girl at the prom, but I definitely was good enough to get date raped. Bing! My mom texted me asking me for a picture of my new look. I opened my camera and took a picture. I looked at it and shockingly I was happy with it. I didn't have to take 1,000. I didn't have to get 50 different angles. I didn't need a filter. I was happy with the way it was for the first time in a long time. Click. Sent. My high school musical. Lots of high schools are known for something. Football, sex scandals, shootings, or more often than not, a yearly musical. My school wasn't known for anything besides having a principal who died while eating a hot dog. We weren't very good at anything in particular. Nothing set us apart from rival schools, and we were usually parents' second choice on where to send their kids. The school 3 miles down the road was famous for a multitude of things. They had a killer football team, and they had no sexual predators on staff. Mary-Kate and Ashley even filmed episodes for one of their shows there a few years back. Analogy, if the school district had been the parent, then that school would have been the golden child, and we would have been the other one with one leg longer than the other. But that didn't stop us from trying. Every year, our school would put on a disaster known as the Spring Musical. It was chock full of bad acting, nervous onstage vomiting, and some sort of love triangle between a girl and 2 guys. But usually the girl was thrown to the side, if you catch my drift. It was a yearly event that I stayed as far away from as I could until my senior year. I was one of those kids who would do whatever my friends wanted, even if I knew it was wrong. The number of times we went through a Del Taco drive-thru and acted like we had Tourette's syndrome was countless. The leader of my group was a girl named Tara. She was a fun, loud, free spirit. Wait, what? She was a fun, loud, free spirit with more sexual experience than most of the teachers. And that's a fact. There was a rumor that she gave one of our teachers the clap. She was everything I wanted to be, minus the clap part. She wasn't afraid to take fashion risks or hit on strangers. Life was her chem lab, and she was constantly experimenting, whereas I was stuck in remedial math class, adding up the consequences of any risk I could take. One day she came up to me with an idea I knew was bad from the second it left her dick-sucking lips. We should try out for the musical. What? Why? Can't we just pretend we have Tourette's and go through the Burger King drive-thru again? We did that yesterday. Come on, it'll be fun. That's what you said about searching through my mom's closet and finding that Polaroid of her crawling on my dad's naked leg was the opposite of fun. Don't you trust me? No, I did not trust her. For good reason. This was the same girl who thought it was a good idea to watch water birth videos on YouTube while we were eating Thai food. But because I go along with everybody, my answer was obvious. Yes. So that day, Tara and I went to the auditions, which were being held in the chorus room. As we walked in, she started pointing out our competition. That's Lacey Barnes. Good at high notes, bad at sucking dick. How do you know that? I fucked her boyfriend a few times. Nothing serious, though, just during lunch period. Right. That's Jay Hernandez. Bad at high notes, but really good at sucking dick. You gotta watch out for him. He always gets the leads. Are you saying he sucks the teacher's dick? No, that's disgusting. Pot, kettle, black, continue. But the teacher doesn't cast the play, the student teacher does. Student teacher? Yeah, it's this guy who graduated last year. I forgot his name, but if he's coming back to his old high school, he must not be getting any college. Jay's gonna be on that dick like sprinkles on froyo. Is it gay that my stomach just grumbled? Oh my god, there she is, Patty Stevens. Patty Stevens was every musical casting director's wet dream. She had long flowing blonde hair, big doe eyes that caught the light perfectly, and a voice bigger than her ass, and her ass was very big. She always had a different boyfriend who would cling on to her side like a personal assistant, feeding her, giving her a sip of her... Wait, giving her sips of her off-campus frappuccino, and fixing her bangs when they got too scattered. There were lots of rumors about Patty floating around school. One was that she had super rich parents who'd have invented fake belly rings. Another was that she'd had 4 nose jobs and an abortion in the same semester. That last one was more of a compliment considering we were all jealous of her talent for multitasking. When Patty Stevens was auditioning for a musical, she was getting the lead, no question. The student teacher all walked in, and Tara was right. He looked hungry for his high school glory days and even hungrier for cock. I was doomed to get a spot in the back of the chorus. Hello, everyone. It's so good to be back in my old home. I miss this so much. Jay, you better get your booty out of my old desk, you silly bitch. Yes, Jay was going to get the lead for sure, and possibly bend over desk. Let's get these auditions started. Who's first? The auditions went by extremely slowly. For every amazing performance, there were about 6 horrendous ones that deserved to end with stone throwing and a possible guillotine situation. Then it was my turn, and I was horrified. I didn't know we were going to have to sing that day, so I didn't have a song prepared. So I performed something by heart, something that, if done right, was sure to bring out some tears in the audience. Hi, my name is Shane, and I'm going to be singing A Moment Like This by American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson. Let's just say I know Kelly Clarkson. After my horrible rendition, I left the stage. Tara went after me. She sang some show tune I had never heard before. It wasn't bad. I was actually impressed. I was so proud that I forgot I'd tanked and started beaming for her. She sat down, and I grabbed her for a hug. There was a moment I thought she could actually get the lead until I heard what came next. Hi, my name is Patty, and I'm going to be singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Shit. Not only did she blow it away, she actually cried while performing without missing a note. She was a true diva. She got a standing ovation from her peers, and Rawl couldn't contain himself. He squealed with pleasure like a sadistic pig getting branded by a hot iron. She was seriously born to be a leading lady. There was no questioning it. The next day, the results were posted on the door of the chorus room after school. Just like in the movies, we all ran after the bell to see what our parts were. There was screaming, crying, lots of fake hugging. Tara and I made our way up to the door and took a deep breath. You ready? As long as I'm not a tree, I'll be happy. We both looked and saw our fate. Tara was cast as the second lead, which was amazing. I was cast as fat funny tourist. Fat wasn't in the name, but trust me, after reading the script, I knew it should have been. My only line was, "Who's hungry?" And I was wearing a safari outfit that was 2 sizes too small. Just like Patty, I was born for this role. The next day, we went to our first read-through. The cast was made up of a collection of many different types of people, but they were all nerds. There were the gay nerds, the book nerds, the chorus nerds, the drama nerds, and of course the lesbian nerds. Although the lesbian nerds weren't in the cast technically, they were helping to build the sets and rig all the stage lighting. I for sure thought I wasn't going to fit in because I wasn't really a nerd. I was more of a loser. And trust me, there's a difference. I wasn't super smart or in possession of some kind of awesome skill. I was just a normal fat dude with sweat gland issues. The door opened and in walked a large woman with a look of menace smeared across her face. Everyone stopped and gave her their full attention. This was our director, Mrs. Welch. For the next 2 months, she would be the Ursula to my Little Mermaid. Hello, I'm Mrs. Welch. I'm sure some of you have heard of me. If you haven't, you will. I don't take this job lightly. This musical will be perfect because it has to be. Anyone have a problem with that? She was a true Disney villain. She had the face of a woman who killed puppies and ate them with the side of children's tears for dipping. She walked like a pirate with a wooden leg. She even had a belt made out of rope. Every year, she would come to our school to direct a play, and none of us knew what she did out in the real world. I'm guessing she owned a shooting range. I knew this wasn't going to be easy, so I did what I knew how to do best. I tried to quit. I went to walk out the door, but was stopped by her large and in-charge arm. There was a collection of spider veins on it that looked like a GPS map of Los Angeles during heavy traffic. So many bold, dark lines. Where do you think you're going? I just remembered I can't do the musical because I have to do homework. Did you audition? Yes. Did you get a part? Yes. Do you think it's fair to your other castmates to leave them and force them to find a replacement? Do you think the president can just leave the White House and let them figure it out? I'm playing fat Taurus. That's hardly the president. Sit down. But if you don't sit down, I will make you sit down. You technically can't. She flexed her big arm and the roads of Los Angeles expanded. I ran back to my chair in sheer terror. A week later, we started doing full rehearsals. We were on the auditorium stage, working out our moves and our songs. In between songs, we would sit backstage and hang out while Mrs. Welch took care of her IBS in the bathroom. For those who don't know what that is, it's irritable bowel syndrome. Most of the conversations between the kids were way more sexual than I expected. I had no idea that nerds got laid so much. I heard at least 3 different stories about braces getting caught on pubes, and 2 different stories about having sex with a protractor. It was truly enlightening. How the fuck do you fuck a protractor? Patty never engaged in these conversations, though. She would sit by herself and read over her lines. She had a way about her that made her seem better than everybody else, but nobody was mad at her for that. Everyone felt that she really was better. It's probably similar to the way people treat Oprah. You just let her do her thing and don't bother her with your petty normal people problems. I felt a connection with Patty, but I was too afraid to talk to her. There was something about her that was sad that I couldn't put my finger on. I knew that deep down beneath that perfect exterior something was broken and felt sure it was something I could relate to, but instead of trying I just left her alone until the big night. It was opening night, and our 2 months of hard work had finally paid off. We had rehearsed every day for 4 hours after school. Mrs. Welch might have been the devil in a suit made out of human skin, but she was incredibly talented at getting students to seem semi-talented on stage. If you wore earplugs and squinted your eyes halfway shut, you might have thought you were watching a real show. The auditorium was filling up with paying customers, and they were ready to be entertained. Backstage, we were all freaking out with excitement while Mrs. Welch walked around inspecting our costumes. Hike up those pants. Nobody wants to see your ass. Tuck in that shirt. Suck in that gut. She made her rounds until she got to the end of the line, which was me in my small safari costume. Shane, are you wearing an undershirt? Yes, my mom calls it my sweat catcher. Go back behind that set and take it off. I want to see skin popping out of those stressed buttons. Okay. And if you see Patty, tell her to get her pretty ass out here. We're 5 minutes away from showtime. I went behind the set, and standing in the darkness was Patty. She was hunched over crying behind a fake door. Her shirt was only half buttoned. Patty? Oh, hey, I was just getting ready. Sorry, I'll be done in a minute. Are you okay? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. She sniffled and tried to play it off, but I knew something was up. Looking at her body, I knew exactly what her problem was. She wasn't fat by any means, but she was soft, and the shirt she was trying to fit into wasn't most flattering for her figure. Want me to ask wardrobe if they have a different shirt? She looked me in the eyes and saw someone who really got her. What I saw was just a person who needed help. How bad does it look? Not bad at all. I got nervous last night and ate my brother's entire birthday cake. I feel so fat and nothing's fitting me. Everyone is going to laugh at me, and everyone is taking pictures and videos. I'm gonna look like a fat pig. You don't look fat, especially next to me. If you want, I can stand next to you during the cast photo. I can even eat a whole cake first. I skipped my after-lunch snack, so I can probably take down a whole cake. You aren't nervous? No, because I practiced a lot, and so did you. Even if you went out on stage and were the fattest person in the world, it wouldn't matter, because when you open your mouth to sing, it will shut the entire auditorium up. Everyone will forget about everything and only be able to focus on your voice. You're seriously the best singer I've ever heard, and I'm not just saying that. Really? Yeah, and Hearing you say that you feel fat makes me really happy, because it means you aren't perfect, because, damn it was really getting hard to not secretly hate you. Thanks. She finished getting ready. I took off my undershirt and got my costume back together. Now let's go out there and kick some ass. She gave me a hug, and we walked out together, ready to kill it. The show was a success in some ways. Patty was amazing, Terry was great, and I totally nailed my "Who's hungry?" line. Of course, there were some sour parts, mainly when Mrs. Welch got wasted on cheap wine and yelled at people in the audience for not laughing at certain jokes, or when Raoul got caught making out with one of the lesbian set builders. Didn't see that one coming. But even after all that, it was still a night that I will always remember fondly. If you want to see pictures, just Google Shane Dawson fat wearing safari hat 2006. You're welcome. I'm gonna end this episode here. We can read more later. This video's gone on a while. And so far, my last chapter has been made into a video, and this chapter was a video too. So that'll be fun. I can't wait to get into more juicy stuff. But it's really cute so far. I love Shane so much. And this art here is really nice. I like the way they did hair. Actually, just all of the coloring, the different gradients, it's very nice. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh shit, bye.